is Alan over here at beautiful Turn 4 Automotive, and today we're going to do a semi-lift in the front here, more or less a leveling kit. We're kind of doing this in sections. What we're going to do first is a Bilstein adjustable strut in the front, some Bilstein +2 shocks in the back. These are going to be the 5100 series, and then some upper control arms. And then when he wears down these tires, we're going to go ahead and put a 2-inch spacer in the back, and then we're going to do another 2-inch spacer up front. So give it a total about 3.5 inches of lift. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to go too crazy. He wanted to keep it clean, which I agree. So here's the vehicle. Here's the truck. This is a 2015 Dodge Ram 1500 series with the 3.0 baby diesel. I believe they call it the Fiat, made by Fiat. So yeah, we're gonna have a little fun with this here. It's definitely gonna ride nice, especially with the upper control arms being replaced. It's almost a must-have, and the reason why, because you want to give the ball joint enough flex. And in fact, I'll take it and show you the control arms. Okay, so these are the control arms, and as you can see, made by Rough Country. They're pretty nice. And they have the ball joint, and then you take that cap off and there's a greaser in there. And so yeah, so that'll be going on in here. Kind of hard to see right now, but that'll be the upper control arms inside the wheel well. So yeah, so it's going to be a fun little project here, and we'll see how it turns out. It's going to be clean, we know that. The guy's got good taste. At least he's got some BF goodies on there, the newer KO2s. So yeah, stick with us, and we're going to go ahead and get it up here in a little bit on the rack and start tearing it down. And then when we're done, we're going to align it with our brand new alignment machine, and he's going to be, I think, pretty happy customer. We'll see you a little later.
Kick.
All right, we just pulled in the Dodge 1500, getting ready to install a few parts on it. Doing that 2-inch lift that we talked about earlier. Some Bilstein adjustable front struts and some rear shocks and some upper control arms. And then, like I said earlier, we're gonna do this section by section because he wants to wear down these tires. So we're gonna get at it right now. I got Josh over there racking it up, getting ready to do some liftage. Alright Josh, let's go ahead and open up these bad boys so we can show our viewers there this quality shock setup, strut setup. They look so pretty when they're new. Look at that bad boy, huh?
Would you look at that?
Very fancy and not too bad. And for you that want to know, that would be part number, what is that there? Part number 24-187374. And then let's open up the front ones. These are going to be the adjustables. Now these are up, these are +1, I believe, because we are eventually going to do a 1-inch block in the back. And these are the adjustable ones for the front, up to 2 3/4. We're probably just going to do the 2. Ain't that pretty? Look at that, huh? That is fancy. Nice little bump stop there. Comes with these are your adjustment rings right here. And that kit number is going to be 24187367. So yeah, we're going to put these bad boys on there and then take it from there. Idea what we're going to be replacing here. This will be the upper control arm that I showed you earlier. We're going to be replacing with a tubular control arm, which has a whole lot more flex in this ball joint here. This one here would basically be tapped down. You'll be going through ball joints like crazy. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to replace this strut with a nice Bilstein adjustable one. So this spring will probably come up to about right here, giving you that extra 2-inch of lift. And then eventually we're going to do the spacer up there. It'll give them another about 2 inch or so, give or take. It just depends. And yeah, so that's what we're doing with that. And so Josh over here is going to pull off the front struts and then we'll move on to the rear once we're done with that, and we'll keep you updated. Okay, so one thing we are going to actually do a little add on here, we're going to be putting a new control arm on this side here. And the reason why, it's got a bad bushing in there. When we had it on the live machine about a month ago, there was a lot of slop in that. And when we were adjusting it, basically turned the bolt all the way around before it even made an adjustment. So we're going to put them in a brand new lower control arm just to get this done right. And that will be this bad boy right here. Brand new one here. All aluminum control arm. So that way he'll get brand new bushings. Probably ride a lot better. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do now. He's going to go ahead and replace that real quick, and then we're going to move on to the fun stuff. All right, there goes the upper control arm. The new one going in. The owner did tell us that he accidentally hit something real hard, which moved his front control arm pocket in. So we're using this tool here.
It's called a jaw.
They call it a jaw, to separate it and to straighten that back out, which is pump action. And what that's going to do is help straighten that out. Hopefully we get that pocket nice and straight and clean for him. And then we can put the lower control arm back in, because he actually moved it about maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, give or take. So it's gonna be fun, but we got the tool for it, so we'll get this expedited and get his rest of his suspension put on. And then we had to do the frame on this side and put the new control arm. Looks like we got that all straightened out. Josh is over here putting the final touches on her. Got the new arm there. He's got to grease it up. We had quite a busy day here today, so we barely just got this in the last like 3 hours. And everybody's hitting the road for Thanksgiving, so we're gonna get this done for this gentleman. We're gonna perform for him and get him back on the road, hopefully before Thanksgiving. It is a pretty nice truck, I will say. So we'll get back to you tomorrow morning and finish it up. We'll set it on the ground, and then she goes on the alignment rack. All right, so Josh is now doing the rear shocks on this Dodge here, and that will be it. And then she goes on the alignment rack. Give you guys a nice look at these Bilsteins. Minimum room they give you on the top bolt there, so that was the hard part. They're not very giving on the installation on these shocks when it comes to the top mount, but that's typical. But yeah, so when he's done here, we're going to put it on the alignment machine, and then she goes for a test drive. So sometimes you have to sacrifice a wrench if you want to get the job done. So Josh did exactly that. The good thing, it was just one of his cheapos, not a snap-on one, a little Duralast wrench. But basically, he had to cut it so he could fit behind there and bolt down the shock. But hey, you know what? That's all part of the business, I guess. So now we just label this for Dodge pickup only. Anyhow, I thought I'd share that with some of you viewers out there. Sometimes you got to sacrifice a tool once in a while. Okay, now we're gonna align it using our John Beam alignment machine.
Would you look at that?
So yeah, he'll definitely get a nice precise alignment, and that's what we want, is a nice drive straight alignment.
Kick.
You know when you're raising it is looking at your CV axle angle, and with the 2-inch lift so far, the CV axle angles don't look too bad. As you can see, we're still pretty straight. We could probably squeeze about another 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, and he should be okay. We'll have to see, because you definitely do not want that angle to be too much, because then you just be tearing your boots up and tearing out CV axles. So you got to be careful when you're lifting a vehicle without dropping the front diff. There's only so much you can do that, because literally what happens is that the boot starts rubbing into itself, okay, and then you start tearing up boots, you're flinging grease, and you'd be putting axles on there all the time. So it's one thing you don't want to have happen. So you got to be just right with the axle angle, and we're not too bad. We're looking pretty good on that. So yeah, so now we'll get this aligned. Okay, he's putting the heads on right now for the alignment. So the one thing you can see is that it's actually very level right now. If you look at her. Doesn't look too bad. I think that was a good size to go with in the front. Again, we're gonna go a little higher here in a little bit. He's doing those sections at a time. But I think a couple more inches should look pretty good. And everybody can use an extra inch, right? Okay, so it looks like we've had a history on this vehicle. So he's already been here once before for the alignment, so Josh is looking it up right now. And there we are. We got the VIN, year, make, and model of it. It's a non-air suspension. The old specs. If we didn't have that, we would just use this bad boy here, and we would just come around in here to the door. That's what's great about this alignment machine. And then we would just scan it. And then we would scan the barcode and everything would just pull up on the screen there. But since we don't have to do that, since he's been here before, we have no need to use our fancy dancy laser. That's what Josh looks like when he's thinking. All right, now the tower is going to self-adjust itself to read the lasers. And now, we're going to roll the vehicle forward. basically what he's doing is rolling the wheel of the vehicle forward and back so the alignment sheet can pick up where it's at. And it gets it back up in the green where it needs to be. And then next thing he's got to do is the sweep. Basically what we got to do, the system measured a change of suspension angles during compensation. Please balance the suspension and perform compensation again. So what we got to do is bounce the suspension and then redo that again. Where she's sitting at. As you can see, we are definitely way off on the toe and the camber, and the caster a little bit, which is going to be obvious because we did lift it. So you're going to change the camber and the angles a little bit here. But we're going to get that nice and straight for them, track right down the road. Here's what we got. Got them all in the green. Caster you really can't do much with because the fact that it's lifted a little bit. But we got the camber and toe pretty much dead on. Not bad with having that frame bent over there. So at least he won't wear out his tires. That's a plus. Got the suspension work done. She drives pretty straight, not too bad. And here's the outcome and how she looks. So yeah, so I do appreciate you watching this, and from the crew of Turn 4 Automotive to everybody watching, happy Thanksgiving. Have a safe and enjoyable one, and enjoy that nap time after that turkey. But again, from everybody from Turn 4 Auto, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you like, and see some of the things that we do here. And yeah, so we appreciate it, and peace out.